What up, what up? Welcome to our full moon workshop. This is our full moon in Aquarius. I believe this is our last lunation before we begin eclipse season. And our lunar nodes just moved from Virgo and Pisces into Leo and Aquarius. So lots of energy going on. I worked tonight. I am melted. I had one patio table that just wanted to sit outside, and it has been the kind of weather in Nashville where it's like a hot, spongy ground that like the day starts off medium hot, but then like by the late afternoon, it is like you're like in a roasting pan and it's so humid and it's just unforgiving and so heavy. And these people sat outside and they wanted beef cheek pot roast. The heat, the humidity, people always want a freaking pot roast outside in that weather. We're just like flabbergasted every time. My God, they were super nice. So I'm melted. I'm like looking like crazy, but that's okay. We're here. It doesn't have to be perfect. Self-acceptance. Which brings me to my point. Okay, so Aquarius is a fixed sign, so masculine air sign. And the fixed signs they're like the ones that are like set in their ways, kind of. Like, not that we're all not set in our ways, but the cardinal signs, the energy is like really, it's like the spark of newness and beginnings and starting things and creation. The mutable signs are the ones that are flexible and changeable, and they can adapt, to their environment and circumstances and the people around them. But the fixed signs are like 10 toes down. They're not moving. And so Aquarius is very like marches to the beat of their own drum. They're very unique, very original, very like one of a kind people. And they will march to the beat of their own drum, but it's not that they're selfish, because they also have a heart and a mind and an eye for the greater good and humanity and the collective. So there's this really strong like essence right now of realizing your personal uniqueness and your gifts and your flaws and your victories and your failures, and really owning all of it and really appreciating all parts of the self. Which brings me to another point that every year, I'm a Kabbalah student, and so on this channel, we are very Kabbalah leaning. And through the lens of Kabbalah, there are these various times through the year, these openings of like the cosmic gates, openings in time and space. And they allow this particular light of the Creator to pour forth into humanity that we're not usually exposed to unless these windows are open. And each time that the windows are open, it's like a different sort of vibe, right? Different kind of gift coming through, different essence, different strengths, different flavor of light, right? Different frequency. So there's a window open tomorrow, I'm filming this on Tuesday night, which is, what's today? Today is the 28th. So tomorrow is the 29th. And so there's like this vibration of soulmates tomorrow. And basically what it is, it's the 15th day of the lunar month of Leo. So in Kabbalah, each month is like seeded and defined by the new moon. That's the new moon for that month. And so we're in the month of Leo. So when we get to the 15th day of the month of Leo, and by the way, it might be confusing because if you compare it to the Gregorian calendar, like the new moons are off. It's usually just a little bit off for the Kabbalah and the Gregorian. So during the 15th day of the month of Leo, which is going to be tomorrow, the full moon of Leo, it's like Leo is the sun, like it's ruled by the sun, and the sun like rules the month, and then the sun is joining with the moon, and it's like the masculine and the feminine are joined. The consciousness, the higher consciousness, the divine consciousness is joined with the soul, the vessel, the light and the vessel are joined together. And so this particular day, if you can focus on like your desires for a soulmate and the kind of soulmate that you want to be, as well as the kind of soulmate that you want to receive. And also just learning like tomorrow, like really putting a lot of appreciation on yourself, loving, self-love, self-acceptance, and increasing that feeling of self-value and self-worth. And the more that we increase that self-worth, it's like we're magnetizing and magnifying our essence in that soulmate vibration, right? If you want to call in love, you need to be vibrating with love. You need to have an open heart, right? You need to be, in the flow, right? Can't be closed off or angry or blaming, because blaming is the opposite of love, right? So remember we were told last lunation in the workshop that forgiveness was what was being asked for. And it's probably to purge and purify and soften our hearts and open our hearts so that we can connect and utilize and reveal this soulmate light and power within us, right? And either enhance the relationship that we may already be in, or attract that soulmate in, or put the signal out into the universe like, hey, I'm consciously asking for this. I believe that I'm ready, and if I'm not, please prepare me so that I can merit my other half, this other person. It's not that they're our other half, but like they're almost like part of our own soul. Like they match us. Like we were one and then we were split off into two different people, and then we get joined back together. And so it's about having like this equally yoked relationship, right? So I would think about the ways that make you unique and special. And the thing is about soulmates is that they have like complementary virtues and traits and vices, right? They strengthen one another. Where one is weak, the other one's strong, and where one is strong, the other one may have that weakness. And so they complement one another, and they help bring out the best of who the other person already is, right? They see the person for who they truly are, and they support that person, and that enhances who the person is. Rather than being, a lot of times our relationships are so egocentric that we project on a person what we think that their potential is and what we think that they should be and who we prefer they are, right? It's like, well, I'm looking for this certain person, but I liked your package, so I thought I would commandeer you. And then over time, I would mold you into the thing that I want, That's usually how we approach relationships. And, we have the best intentions for this person because we can see the best in them, or that we imagine about them. But so often we don't actually accept a person or see them for who they truly are. We're always wearing these projection glasses of who we think that they should be, who we want them to be. But rarely do we just see a person for their true self. So bearing all these things in mind tomorrow, and any reading you can do from, the Bible or the Zohar, if you can, search like some suggestions for portions that have to do with soulmate, and wisdom around soulmate, that helps as well. And you could also go, I would imagine you can go to the Kabbalah website, Kabbalah Center's website, and open the free level of account using your email address. And then you'll have access to a lot of their kind of on-demand videos and articles and things to get you started, so a lot of basics. And I remember they have a lot of really helpful articles and maybe even some videos concerning like wisdom around soulmates on the website. A lot of stuff is behind their membership paywall, but there's also a lot of stuff that you can go in there and look at, I think, to get you started. And if it's still the website, if it's still the way it used to be when I first started. But that is www.onehouse.kabbalah.com is where you would go to see all that stuff. They have two different websites. One is just kabbalah.com, and that has like on-demand classes and things, but it's not the same as the website where you take all the Zoom classes and the ones that are like really in depth and like you stream like the holidays and events. All right, let's see. I think that's kind of like mostly what I was going to get at. I think that we have, let's see, the whole Saturn, Neptune, Aries square dance that's been going on all year is kind of coming into the spotlight again, because I believe Saturn and Neptune are probably conjunct still, and Saturn is retrograding into Aries, or maybe it's retrograde back is going to make it conjunct with Neptune again. But either way, this kind of thing has been kind of like they've been brushing in and out of this kind of these aspects all year. And so this combination of Saturn and Neptune and Aries together really gives us clarity and motivation and a fire under our ass to see all the things that are holding us back from actually materializing and actualizing our dreams. And then getting a practical action plan and like taking action on that and moving forward. Neptune is all the creative, dreaming and planning and ideas and all of that, and all of that that's been, circulating in our heart and our mind and our imagination, all these ideas. And then Aries has a tendency to want to start things, but it's cardinal energy, so it's not always great at following through. And so Aries really needs the Saturn influence of teaching Aries like follow through and consistency and long-term commitment to things. Okay, and then Barbalt's basket, I think, what is that? Is like Uranus, Pluto, I think maybe like Neptune and Saturn. I think it's like all these like crazy, like the outer slower moving planets, but they're like all so dramatic. And I think that it's just the more of the same of these dramatic aspects going on that are really putting things to the forefront of our awareness, because we need lightning strike epiphanies and we need revelatory, like soul shaking truth to come forward from within, but also in the outer world about like systems that aren't working and old things that are ready to fall away, new things that are being birthed forth. And so this is within our own selves and our own identity, but also like in a greater sense within the collective. And so this is what we're already seeing all of this happening. We're in this standoff, this collision, these colliding energies, right? We can see, when it's time to pay the piper or whatever, pay the toll. I could not think of this phrase the other day, but you guys know what I'm talking about. It's time to pay the piper. It just doesn't. I can't draw it from the Akasha. All right, let's do a Celtic cross reading using my straightforward oracle, my custom deck. Let's see, the first card is going to represent us in the context of this moment. All right, it says diarrhea lettuce. No, I'm kidding. It says Shabbat. Take a break. Take a time out. You know what? This was like a key important card in our last lunation workshop too, I remember. But this rhythm of the reset, every week you get this weekly reset that allows your vessel to be cleansed so that you can align with your blessings. So if you don't allow yourself to have that rest and that Shabbat, then it's like it's like trying to micromanage, and it's not showing any faith or trust that God will take care of you if you just let yourself relax and not be productive for 24 hours. And also it's like that's a sign of low self-worth, because you think that you have to earn your way in life, not just like, in a material sense, but like earn your deservingness to be here, to just be. And that when we take Shabbat, when we take that rest, we are letting go, and we are trusting that, yes, I have to do everything that I can all week long, but I can't do it by myself. I can only do it if the Creator allows me, allows any of my efforts to be worth anything, right? And so even the Creator took a rest. And so we respect the Creator when we honor the Creator by doing things the way the Creator does them, right? So we trust, we surrender, we let go, and we open our vessel to receive all the coming blessings of the week during Shabbat. And remember, we were talking about cosmic openings of windows of time and space and all that. Well, it's important that you connect with these openings in time during those time windows. If you celebrate the event during a time that's not the opening of the window, it's that it's not doing anything. And this came up in my Kabbalah class actually this week, one of them, and my teacher was saying how this was a great example. He was like, this was a class that was recorded a few weeks ago, but you guys know, even when I'm off of my classes, they always synchronize with my life, right? So he was saying, this was during like the World Cup, and my teacher was like, it's like if you were gonna go to one of the World Cup matches and you wanted to go to the stadium today, but the match is like 5 days from now. Just because you go to the stadium and show up and you want to connect with the game, it's not gonna happen until the time for the game is gonna happen, right? So that's like Shabbat, right? It's Friday night at sundown through Saturday night sundown, and that's when the window is to connect with like the miraculous realm. You connect with the realm that goes beyond nature and beyond the laws of nature during that time. Otherwise, you're just resting for a day during the week. And so I think that I get the maximum amount of effectiveness when I align myself with the trends of the week. And so yesterday I got cut from work, but I was like, oh, that's cool, because Monday is a day of the home. And so Monday is a really good day to do, if I'm remembering correctly, Monday is like a day to like do things around the house. And it feels like that wouldn't be so. It feels like it's like the first day of the week. You should go, running out the gate, but it's kind of like a day to organize the self and I like that, because before I sit down and do any real creative work, I feel like everything has to be a little bit in order. Like there can't be anything left for me to procrastinate, get distracted with. So Shabbat is our reset. Shabbat is our moment to refuel our tank, our light tank, and connect with the Creator. So on Shabbat, you can celebrate it or observe it in various ways, but one of the commandments is not to work on Shabbat. And so I actually, a few years ago, started officially observing Shabbat, and I made that one of my days off every week, because Thursday and Friday are my days off. So I can have Friday off, and then usually by the time I'm going into work on Saturday, we're getting close to sundown. So do my best. All right, what's crossing us then? So we need to let ourselves let go and trust and lean into rhythms of rest and being able to receive and have a sense of deservingness without like an obsession about earning, right? So what's crossing us now? This is from the heart. Core authentic desires, divine guidance, purpose, passion, influenced by a higher love. May seem illogical. The heart is ahead of the brain. Insights that hold truth, big truth. Beware that if the heart is asleep the heart can be misinterpreted. So, oh, hold on. Be aware that if the heart is in pain or the individual is asleep, the heart can be misinterpreted. So let me say that again. So be aware that if the heart is in pain or the individual is asleep, the heart can be misinterpreted. And so that asleep means not spiritually awakened, not self-aware. Okay, so what's at the basis of this? What is the underlying influence here? Feels like this. Oh my God, you guys aren't going to believe what the word I am about to say to you. Deservingness is the key to unlocking your manifestation. You cannot make this stuff up. We literally just got through talking about working on our deservingness. Self-worth, self-esteem, emotional security, taking up space. Your needs matter. Guilt, shame, belonging. You are worthy and your needs matter. You are welcome and you belong. Let go of guilt. Let go of shame. Let yourself take up space. Love that. Oh my gosh. This is so in alignment. I love this. Okay, so the next card represents what was in the recent past. It's like it represents a lesson that's almost finished, but we're still kind of experiencing the effects of it. Indecision is keeping you in a stalemate. Okay, so what this means is that up until now, we may have been very indecisive, and that's what's been keeping us in a stalemate. But hopefully on the other side of this portal that we've been in over the past 3 weeks and coming through this full moon and even going into eclipse season, the retrograde has gone, Mercury retrograde has gone direct. It's like we are having so much more clarity. And if we can be emboldened and courageous, we can really make our choices decisively. Right? Indecision is keeping you in a stalemate. And I think that sometimes I think a lot of times on the path, we have a lot more freedom in our choices with certain things than we think. But the point that the Creator wants us to grow, or that what the universe is trying to lead us to grow to do, is just to choose decisively without so much fear and timidity of making a mistake. Choose it, own it, with peace in your heart, knowing that it's not the end of the world. You can pivot if you want to, right? So, frozen, stuck in fear, over analyzing, connect to your heart and feel. You are overthinking. What if there is no wrong decision? There is a lesson here about being decisive. Make a decision, commit to it, and if it's a failure, then fail fast and try the other, right? Taking no action is more destructive than making a mistake and learning from it. Or it can be, All right, what's crowning us? What has the potential to come into being? The crowning us card always reminds me of like what are the clouds overhead? What's the sky looking like? What's hanging over us right now? Ooh, it's time to get over this and move on. So you've learned from this and grown from it. Holding on will keep you in a rut and cause senseless suffering. It's time to cast this off and move forward, light of heart and foot. So again, remember earlier we were saying forgiveness is what is being asked for, letting go, just letting all the emotional baggage, lifting it out of your heart and letting your heart be light and letting your heart be open to move forward, unencumbered by the past. Okay, so what's coming around the corner? A hidden agenda is creating resistance. You may have a conflicting desire that is preventing alignment. Someone around you might have a conflicting agenda to yours. A situation or person may not be what they seem, and your subconscious is trying to protect you. Your goals are conflicting. You may need to prioritize one over the other for a period of time. In order to manifest, you must be in vibrational alignment, mind, body, and spirit, right? And part of that alignment is when your inside matches your outside, right? I was thinking about this the other day. So there is this dude that I work with, and he's kind of known for being and he knows this. This is not like, I'm not saying anything behind his back that he doesn't, that we're not all like very open about at work. But he's mean, and he knows it, and he's a bitch, and he knows it, and like, I mean, it's like in the way that I know what I'm a bitch. I know when I'm a bitch, right? And he just owns it. Like, he's kind of a terrible person sometimes, and other times he's, he can be a sweetie or whatever. But like, he is what he is. He does not pretend to be something that he's not. Like, he doesn't pretend to be nice or like someone or think that something is great when he doesn't. Like, if you are rolling up with something like whack on that you're wearing, or you smell bad, or like, he'll be the first to tell you, right? So there was this, I think it was in the Gospel of Thomas, or I can't remember, but at one point recently, or maybe it was one of my, I think it was from a Kabbalah class, it was talking about how the sages, the guys like in the Midrash and the Mishnah, Sanhedrin and stuff, they couldn't go to the temple and study if their inside did not match their outside, because then they wouldn't be in integrity. They wouldn't be in vibrational integrity. So it was always important for them to be honest, even if it was an honesty that was going to cause conflict, or it was an inconvenient truth to tell. Like, it was important that they had absolute integrity, and that they were honest about what was going on inside, and they weren't fake, they weren't phonies, they weren't trying to be something that they weren't. And so it's funny too, because recently, because I was thinking about Zach and the fact that he's never, I was relating him about this lesson when I was learning that. I just named him, sorry Zach. But anyway, I was like, in a way, like, he's more pleasing to God than someone who's nice on the outside, but is like seething and resentful on the inside. It's so ironic sometimes, with the mechanics of spirituality, when you start unpacking those. It's really funny. But yeah, I've probably had this conversation with Zach over the past few days. I just don't remember it. So anyway, hidden agenda is keeping you resistant. So, like, if you have an inner conflicting desire, or your desires aren't in alignment with like your thoughts or your behaviors, like it's putting you out of alignment in ways that you just don't realize, right? So making sure everything is all in alignment, and you're in your truth, and you're being authentic. All right, now the next card represents our perspective that is affecting us right now. I feel like it was that one. Ooh, this is from the ego. Oh my gosh. Ego tricks. Whenever we're moving into a new level, a next level, next phase, the ego is like always there waiting to keep us small, keep us from progressing, keep our potential hidden, keep us distracted from our purpose. Sometimes the ego, sometimes the ego and the adversary will even bless you to keep you distracted from your true purpose, right? So it can come in many forms. So this is from the ego. The ego is up to its usual tricks. How are you being triggered by fear, lack, or doubt? How are you being tempted with greed, lust, or power? Is this about status, validation, or approval? Is this coming from a sense of despair or despondency? Interesting. All right, let's grab this. This is going to represent the outer circumstances that are affecting us. This is a physical issue to overcome. So, sometimes we have material symptoms that are really spiritual issues to overcome, or it might be an emotional issue to overcome. It just depends. And in this particular situation, what this card is saying is that this is a physical issue to overcome, and it requires physical action, a material solution. Like, it seems like we've already done a lot of the spiritual, emotional, vibrational groundwork and shifted consciousness and a lot of the stuff that's done on the inside. So now what's left is making that outer change, breaking habits, putting in new habits, taking the physical action, right? This is a material issue to overcome. Like, if somebody's like, I don't get it, why isn't anybody attracted to me? It may be because you need to take better care of your teeth. You might need to floss like twice a day and rigorously, like it might be something like that. Or like maybe you need to just do a once over with all your grooming, and like maybe everything just needs a little bit of attention and love and care. Maybe you have trouble with financial issues and you're trying to search yourself inside and out, like, where's the self-worth issue? I thought I corrected that. I thought I was doing better. You're like, what do I need to change on the inside so that my finances on the outside will change? This card would be saying this is a physical issue to overcome. So it means like take an action to change how you bring money in, or take on a side hustle, or maybe get a temporary part-time night job, right? Something physical to address. It's a physical issue that needs a physical solution. So practical, mundane, body, household, money, diet, sleep, habits, physical behaviors, physical 3D world issues. Okay, the next card represents our hopes and fears. Put one on the floor. Let's see. Ooh, initiations. Challenges from the light meant to grow you. The difficulties you are facing now are vital to your character development and necessary to drive your plot forward. You are facing a series of tests that will open portals to your up level. Oh my God, you guys, you can't make this stuff up. If you pass, there will be boons. If you do not pass, there will be setbacks. Look forward. You guys, oh my God, I feel like we're really like the heavens are really trying to support us so that we can pass these tests and move forward. We have so much heavenly support behind us. Our ancestors, our loved ones that have passed on, our angels, our spirit guides, like you name it. Okay, so the final outcome is creation phase 2. This is when you have the active desire starts. It's not just a passive idea anymore that sounds like it'd be nice. This is when you sign up, you put some money on the line, you sign on the dotted line, you take an action and you commit to going all in, and you put the effort in, and you hit every angle. You're putting in the spiritual effort, you're putting in the emotional effort, you're putting in the mental effort, you're putting in the material effort, you're putting it in everywhere, burning the wick at both ends. I mean, not so that you're burnout physically, like obviously take the Shabbat, but it's time to get active, like an active desire, and put the plan into motion, put rubber against the pavement. Activity, lots to do. Nothing is done for me. Honeymoon is over. Awakening to desire. Awakening to give. My vision is now challenged. Giving outside of your comfort zone. So going outside of what's easy, right? Even when, like, for instance, tonight, I got home from work. I was really tired. My bones were aching. I just wanted to take a shower and eat and veg out. But this is important to me. It's important to you guys too. I've had so many new subscribers. Welcome. And there's been a real surge in growth. And for me, that is, only tens of new views, but those tens are organic. And those are long, like I have earned those over a long period of time. And so to have a sudden surge in growth, even if it's not a huge jump, to me means a lot because it's real. When the light gives you success, it usually comes like that. It's like after a lot of effort, you start to get gradual bits of success, see how you're going to handle it, and then you get more and more and more. Whereas when the Satan, the adversary, gives you a big shiny success, you know, probably to make you distracted, it's always like overnight success, you know, like you know, overnight sensation, phenomenon, all that, to where you can't handle it yet. You don't have the vessel to handle it. And so then you kind of squander the opportunity, or it's not fulfilling, or it does something, you know, to damage you. And then you, oh my gosh, I can't believe I ruined it. Oh, so the shame cycle, you know what I mean? So little bits of improvement that come on the other side of putting in effort and earning, that is a good sign. That is long-term fulfillment. That's real solid growth and building there. So that's very good. So that's giving outside of your comfort zone. Push beyond what's comfortable. Push beyond your laziness. Push beyond, you know, what comes naturally and easy. Going against your nature. What's easy, right? Going against what just comes easy to you. Pushing yourself beyond that. Maximum effort, spiritually, physically, emotionally, mentally. A desire to share. A desire to be like the light. Pursuit. The process of building the vessel through earning. Where am I hesitant to share? Where am I hesitant to commit? Where am I hesitant to make the effort? Guys, oh, so exciting. It's like something is really starting, and we have committed to that with a sense of decisiveness and owning our choice. And we need to keep our hearts open and feel a sense of deserving, and, you know, don't cling to bitterness and grudges. It's not worth it. It's just going to poison the progress, right? So this is really good. I think that good things are happening. Very good things are happening. Okay, we have the King of Pentacles here. I love it. Seated on that throne. So, you know, we had some upside down, some right side up, and I just feel like it's, you know, if we work hard and we stay focused and we're diligent and we're committed, we can have this King of Pentacles experience. But the ego, the opponent, the adversary, it's all going to come in to try to distract us and kind of squander our potential, right? So do everything that you can to be the king, right? To be responsible, to be a giver, a sharer, right? Kings, real kings, don't show up asking what's in it for them, what can they take. Their whole point is to be the nurturer and the caretaker of their kingdom. They give to their kingdom. If they're a good king, you know, an evil king is the one that takes. Ooh, 10 of Wands. So, you know, you may feel like you've always worked so hard and nothing's worked out, and putting in effort that's not really paying you back. And it's like the king here is like sitting here and looking at this new venture, or looking at the past and how long it took and how much work it was, and how, you know, so many things didn't pay off. But this time it's like you're determined to not waste all your time and effort in the wrong direction, right? You want to make something of this opportunity. So it's like you're not going to get distracted and be inconsistent with your effort. You're not going to be a cardinal sign. Everything in my like top 4 is like cardinal energy, guys. So it's very like part of my growth is learning how to follow through in the long term, with long-term effort, even if I don't see the results immediately, and to keep up that enthusiasm and the enthusiasm long-term. And look, we have 8 of Wands. This is great. So this is good, busy. This is a lot of communication, things moving very fast. This is true. I mean, we're in that part of the year where the rest of the year is going to move very fast. We're headed into fall. We're going to have all the fun stuff around Halloween, and then we have Thanksgiving and Christmas shopping and Hanukkah and all the holidays through December. Kwanzaa's towards the end of the month, or I don't know where that falls. So everybody's got a lot going on. Then we have New Year, and I like to do, like, now that I'm more aware of like the Christmas, all the stuff going on during Christmas, I celebrate solstice, Hanukkah, Christmas, like the 12 days of Christmas, and I try to do the Advent, and so all of that, everything's going to be moving very fast. And if you have your own sort of like side hustle or venture or anything like that, you want to be ready to take advantage of holiday season, right? You know, so many industries are busy for holiday season. You don't necessarily have to be selling goods. You could be providing services. You could be, you know, in food and beverage, whatever. But people do all kinds of things and all kinds of activities and need all kinds of things around the rest of the year through the holiday season and through the fall. So you could be very busy. There could be a lot of correspondence, a lot of parts and pieces moving. So be ready to move and groove and take advantage of this like windfall. Oh, ooh, what's that? Okay, so we have 8 of Swords. I love it. And 3 of Wands. So things are opening up and expanding, and we're waiting for our ship to come in. We have a vision, and we see that we're about to embark on this next leg of the journey. But there's just this part of us that feels so overwhelmed and frozen, and we can't see like how it's going to work out. And if it's going to work out, we feel like, you know, blindfolded, and we feel like that whole like low level trauma response of like freezing, like, I don't know, like, where do I start? You know, like right now I just kind of started a thing, and I have those like, that kind of excitement and nerves where every little thing you're just like, oh, okay, I've got to do this thing, and you're excited and you want to do it, but then you're also intimidated, and you're like, like, I don't know, you're like, I want to block off like 8 hours to fill this out, and you're like, it's probably like a 30-minute task, but you're like, I need a lot of mental space to cradle me during these times, you know. So it's like sometimes I can be so excited about, you know, something that's a new opportunity and it's expansive, but at the same time it's like those nerves that you're a deer in headlights, or you feel like that. So we're really like, this is no big deal, right? This is just the ego. Shake it off. Like, I remember when I was learning the grip and electric department in film, and I mean, that is trial by fire. There's no training. You just suck, and you're humiliated and sometimes fired until you get better, until you get amazing. And so every day I would go to like set, like on a job, and if I was like a grip or something, if I didn't know anybody, it was like new people, I would just be like, oh my God, I'm so sick. Oh my God, what if they asked me to like rig things from overhead or, and finally I just would like, I realized that, you know, I was doing A Course in Miracles, and I got to the part where it tells you like, I am here to be truly of service. Like, I am here on behalf of He who sent me. And He will tell me what to do, where to go, what to say, and to who. But I'm really only here to be truly of service. And so when you think of yourself as, I'm just here to be helpful, I want to be helpful. I want to be help. I want to be, you know, I want to bring value. I want to offer value. Nobody can get mad at that. And then you kind of take yourself out of your own self-centeredness and timidity and the skittishness and the fear, because then you're really just focused outward on serving, on giving, on, you know, being helpful, being useful. And nobody's gonna be mad at that, right? So just focus on what you're doing to be of service and the value that you're bringing. All right, let's grab an Angel Wisdom Tarot card. What do we have here? Oh my God, this is the same one from before. We had this one last time. So 10 of Wands, working too hard or too many hours. The need for balance in life. Let others help you. Health problems due to stress. So you may be feeling, and so like we keep having this 10 of Wands theme come up. And so maybe you're at the end of your rope in one chapter of your life, and you're like, this isn't enough. Like, this isn't offering me enough. And we've outgrown the situation that we've been putting all this effort into. And it seems like no matter how much effort we gave, it never gave back enough for it to be worth it, or enough to be sustainable, right? Maybe it had a period of time. And so this feeling like, oh my gosh, I can't carry this burden any longer. I can't keep on. It's not returning. It's not giving me enough for it to be worth it. It's too much work. It's wearing me down. It's giving me autoimmune, whatever. My hair fall out. So this is the pressure point that's bringing us into the next phase. And so it may not be this easy like invitation that's just so obvious, you know, written in calligraphy, presented on a silver platter. This may look like us being so freaking fed up and so annoyed and so irritated and so at the end of our rope, so sick of the situation that we cannot go any further in that direction. And it gives us the clarity and the gusto and the moxie to be able to make the call and take a risk and make a choice and try something and take a chance, right? And that might be the thing that expands our horizons into a new chapter. Oh, so crazy. That was the same card from last time. I've shuffled. Okay. All right. Let's grab a Moonology card. Let's grab this one. Oh my God. New moon in Aries. It's time to take action. Oh, so direct. You guys, it's time to take action. It is time for things to start progressing into this new chapter and this new phase. It's crazy because of this last few years, it's like our timeline, we had the big timeline jump, and it was like the old movie of life was over, and it was like we were putting in a whole second tape. And I think that we've been in this like kind of slow season or phase of becoming over the last maybe 3 years. I feel like this period started in 2022 in a very specific way. Like it was a tangible thing, but it was like the stirrings were happening before. But definitely the year that I started this channel was when the messages were loud and clear that like something big was, we were headed in a very big reinvention. Like our whole life was about to change. Like the Netflix series of our life, like we were the show. Like that was coming to a season finale or a series finale. Like they canceled the show, but then the good news was they picked it back up. They did a reboot. But the old like character canon, like the old Bible of the script, did not apply. The old motivations and stuff for the characters didn't apply. The old rules didn't apply anymore. It was like same self, but new self, and similar environment, even same environment in some cases, but like different, you know? It's like the same show came back, but it's like kind of a new show. And new characters are coming in, and old characters left, and some characters stayed, and our character has shifted, and some things about us have stayed the same, but then some things about us are so drastically different, you know? So first, this is a few cards for our manifestation over the next waning phase. So watch your thoughts. It's important to only think about what you desire, not what you fear. So again, it's just warning us, like, don't get in a headspace of lack or doubt or, you know, self-doubt. Just focus on what you want to grow. Rest. I'm feeling it right now. I'm so tired. My voice is so tired. You've been working hard. Take a nap, get some rest. So it's like we need that in balance with the hard work. This past week, I think I took a more restful Shabbat, and I think I was done with everything like earlier than normal, and I needed it. I was so sleepy, so tired. But it's like if you can really let go and not feel like you have to control and earn and be productive, then that is what allows your tank to be filled for the week to come. If you don't, then you don't get a full tank. You don't get refilled. You don't get replenished. Pay attention. Notice repetitious signs and your inner guidance, as this can yield valuable information. Interesting. All right. And then have faith. Oh my gosh, your prayers are manifesting. Remain positive and follow your guidance. So just so much encouragement here. I'm very, very excited. All right, now for the romance angels. What do we need to know about our love lives? Hopefully something good. Oh, wow, guys, wedding. Tomorrow, or if you're watching this on the day of, the 15th of Leo, The full moon of the month of Leo is about soulmates coming together. It's the joining of the sun and the moon. So think about it. It's an alchemical wedding tomorrow or today or whenever you're watching this. The spirit being made manifest through the material expression of the self. The soul being married with the creator, the light coming into the vessel, channeling forward into the world. Right? And then even calling in our literal material other half, our soulmates, putting that prayer out into the universe. The more aware we are of that window in time, the more powerful and potent the energy that we draw and awaken. Oh my gosh, give your relationship a chance, guys. Work on your partnership. So this is definitely like tomorrow, think about the kind of relationship that you desire. Think about the kind of partnership that you desire. What you want to give and what you want to receive. Ooh, release your ex. Can't be having that ex circling the runway if you want to bring in the real thing. The time has come to clear your energy. So let go. It's time to get over this and move on. Don't think about the people from the past. Don't be mad at the people from the past. Just move forward. Oh, love yourself first. Yes, tomorrow's all about focusing all that love inside and focusing on appreciating your uniqueness, flaws and everything. And that is going to be the magic sauce that really like activates the miraculous energy around the day. So loving yourself and really appreciating yourself, putting all that love into you, and then focusing and being aware and meditating on, you know, the kind of relationship that you desire, the kind of partnership that you want to that you desire, what kind of partner you would like to be for someone, what you want to share and give. So, but also the loving, feeling the love of yourself. Feeling, you know, unconditionally appreciative of yourself. If there are people that you love unconditionally, if you can think about them tomorrow and feel that unconditional love, when you think about them and you're just like, oh, they just melt my heart. I just love them so much. Like, think about that. Oh my God, tenderness. This is our message from Mary, Mother of Jesus. It is tenderness. Like thinking about that unconditional love. I am both gentle and powerful. So the more gentle and loving we are tomorrow, the more powerful we are as a manifester to call that love in. You know, the soul doesn't want to show up when the soulmate's angry, right? So if your soul is like aggravated and angry, that's one of the things it's time to get over and move on, because you want your heart and your soul to be in a state of well-being and peace and joyful and attractive. Okay, so our final card is Loving Words from Jesus. He that believeth on me, the works that I do, shall he do also, and greater works than these shall he do, because I go unto my Father. It's like when people paraphrase this and they say, Jesus said, you will do the things that I do and even greater, because he is with us through all things. So he that believeth on me, and the works that I do, shall he also do, and greater works than these shall he do, because I go unto my Father. Love that. All right, you guys, I love this. Such a marvelous, marvelous workshop. I feel really excited and really encouraged, and I hope you do as well. We'll be back together tomorrow for our weekly alchemy message, where we are unpacking our approach to the spiritual lessons and work this week. Until then, may peace be with you. Happy full moon, guys. Ciao.